So we, as I said, this is a prototype. Everything is live. So I'm a qualified investor. I've looked at this and I'm going to provide an assessment. Um, I think this is great. So I submit that, and it submits it to the Ethereum blockchain. It's actually a transaction. Again, testnet. So let's push that through. Now, why is this important? The second thing I do here is I can rate it. So I'm going to let the first transaction go first, but I can rate it like this, obviously after having reviewed it properly. This is, so my comment was added. Now, this is key, okay? After this, I can choose to invest in that fund that they created. Now, if I have rated it and if I invest, the platform will give my rating a much, much higher weight, right? And this is great, okay? Because I put my money where my mouth is. So my rating wasn't just because I was paid to rate, right? Which happens on other platforms that will remain nameless. But, you know, the rating was weighted because I actually put my money in it. And ultimately my reputation as an investor and expert assessor of projects on the site will depend on the success of the projects as recorded on the blockchain, as opposed to just sort of random or arbitrary evaluation. So here my rating has been added, okay, or my assessment has been added. As you can see, I don't have reputation yet. It's a new account, but that would grow over time. So I can submit this part. Currently, in this version of the alpha, is a separate transaction. What's interesting here as well, of course, is that my account is recognized by its Ethereum address. So it's all very sort of safe as well. Let's put some money in. Let's put in 0.5 Ether and fund it. And as I said before, if I do this, then the rating I provided will be weighted much higher by the platform. So here, obviously coming soon, will be a list of the services that comprise the token fund that this project is raising for. This is very important. The money raised will go to these companies and they will deliver on sort of preparations for a successful ICO. And of course, the discounts offered to the investors will, you know, greatly exceed probably certainly ICO and pre-ICO discounts. So the platform gives the investors what they really want, which is access to the best projects at the greatest discounts. Now, going back to, as you can see, the fund was funded. It's a tiny blip because it was only half an Ether, but you see that has started. But if we go back to here, like what the platform will also do is allow the masses, if you like, to see these good ratings. Ultimately, it'll be 1 to 5 or not to 5 instead of good, bad. But everybody will be able to see that by staking a much smaller amount of the token, right? So there may be, you know, hundreds of millions of people using this as an authoritative source of the project's sort of success and potential, and ratings by whether heavily weighted by investors who have A, a high reputation, and B, are actively putting their money where their mouth is. Okay, so there's two people accessing it: the masses looking for good projects, and investors looking for amazing deals. But to get those deals, they have to stake quite a lot of the token, which is why the token will have value, because that massive discount offered for the opportunity to invest in this earliest stage fund has huge, huge value.